Hello, everyone. How's it going? Rachel, I just made you co-host, so you can start getting people in. Bobby, I'll make you co-host as well.
Yeah, and please forgive us a little bit of the delay. We had office hours right up until 1, so that's why this started like right at 1:01. And give us a few minutes to get everyone through in the waiting room. There's like a delay.
We have quite a few GAs today. Um, I think we can give it a few more minutes until it gets stable again. All right. Still have some people coming.
It is slowing down a bit, Esteban.
Yeah.
So I can just turn the announcement sound off and monitor it if I mean, I know no one
You could turn the announcement sound off?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. There you go. I just did it.
Yeah, I think well, it's increasing again. Goodness. Yeah, I think it will be more or less stable. Rachel, I leave you to it. So thank you everyone for coming to the 7th bargaining session. To start, we can restart by going back to the counter proposal offered on our last meeting. In December, you essentially proposed to extend negotiations to seriously consider all points raised by JU. I'll be forwarding the email to you in which we agreed to that. And as a result, you came back to us with a counter proposal that happened in our last bargaining session. And essentially, what we saw is that it took 2 months to propose to eliminate fee relief in exchange for a 1,300 increase, which is after fee relief a net 700 increase, which does not address inflation. We are now in our second extension that ends March the 30th. So what we were thinking is that you're asking us to give up fee relief, which would help GAs potentially 20 years from now, for a raise it's only for the current unit. It doesn't address inflation and will probably be consumed at this pace, unfortunately, in the next 3 years just by inflation. We will pray for a deflation process, but that's fairly strange. we cannot ask the unit to pay the transportation and the transportation and health fees right now. We have 44% of our unit that cannot use public transportation because it's just not enough where they live, and we have 50% of the GAs in the survey that cannot go to the doctor. And our copays are really good. So we are not nearly close to talk about 10.6 in terms of what you have offered thus far. We don't think this is this is not an acceptable deal. You would not take it. We won't either. It does, the time that it has taken to get to this proposal does erode the trust this bargaining committee bestowed on you in December. And also in terms of the unit, the unit resents this proposal. I wish you had been at our caucus. I would invite you if I could. But the unit is, to put it in simple terms, angry. So the first question we have for you is actually, before we introduce our counter proposal to yours, has to do with fee relief. We've noticed that fees actually haven't been paid. So do you intend to pay the fees as of now?
I think our proposal is that we would provide the fees to you all on a raise, as part of the raise.
Yes, Ryan, but that's a proposal. We have to accept it for that to take place.
I'm aware of that, but that's our proposal.
Yes.
We don't have any intentions other than seeing if we can resolve this for now.
Okay, so we have time to avoid a grievance. We would have time until the 15th for our CBA. So we would have to reach a deal before the 15th that entails us accepting eliminating the fee relief.
And
which again,
by both parties.
Yeah.
Before the
For which again, we're not nearly close to that. This is the math doesn't add up. We would be relinquishing free relief that helps people 20 years from now for a raise that will probably be consumed in the next 2 years. It's not even something that affects future GAs because it's not touching the minimum. And again, we have a minimum that is less than in 2017. So at this pace, we would really need to know if the university intends to pay the fees. Currently, we have even GAs that have charges because of the CWC, because the health fee hasn't been paid. So they are being charged something that they would normally be charged because of the counseling and wellness center. And we don't know even if there are more charges because the fees haven't been paid.
I honestly don't know the answer to that last point. I'm not sure if that's a question or not, but if people are being charged currently for things because the fee hasn't been paid, I would like for you all to send us some information about that so we can look into it and address it appropriately. But as far as our intent is to try to get a deal done. If you have a grievance deadline, we're not necessarily going to hold you to a grievance deadline to try to get a deal done. Obviously, there's deadlines to pay the fees, and we're aware of those. But our intent is to try to get this resolved through proposals.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Sure. And we have a little bit of time, but we need to move faster probably to get to some agreement. And again, 10.6 is considerably beneficial to our side. It helps GAs in the future. That would demand a considerable increase in the minimum. I don't think you were planning on that. But of course, this is all about exchanging proposal. Meredith?
I just have a question. So Ryan, to clarify, are you saying that the current Article 10 as it stands, 10.6, is not going to be your idea is to have this new Article 10 hashed out and everything before we can even like move on to like
Before March
Are you
15th.
saying you're intending to ignore the current Article 10 until we get a new current Article 10 in place and agreed upon?
I did not say that. I
Okay,
did not
so
say I was
what
going to
does that
ignore anything.
mean? But what does that mean if like the intent is not to like to not pay fees, but get this hashed out through proposals?
Our intent is to focus on whether we can reach an agreement on these proposals. We understand your position with regard to status quo. We're not blind to that. But you know, what decision we make about that is not something that I think we are in a position to talk about right now. We're focused on whether we can get a deal done.
Okay, all right, thank
Okay.
you.
So for that purpose, we have a counter proposal. And actually, allow me to share. Well, I can share the screen. I'm the host. So let me see. Mhm. Here it is. So this proposal is an equivalent of the University of Georgia minimum stipend. The University of Georgia is a public school, number 16th in the ranking. And it's located in Athens, which is actually, Athens is currently, let me see. Can you all see that, right? Can you see my screen?
We can see the Article 10 stipend, Esteban.
Yes,
You-
Esteban,
You're
yes,
still
I'm
there?
sorry.
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can show you this first. All right.
The joys of Zoom, everyone.
Joys of Zoom, but also the joys of my own computer, which is pretty much in need of an update and some care. 1 second. Okay, so I think it's come back. Let me share again. All right, desktop. So technically now you should see a cost of living calculator. Perfect.
Yes,
So we chose this university because it's a public university, because also it's in a fairly similar place cost-wise to Gainesville. Athens, Clark County, Georgia is just 2.1% cheaper. And let me see. Can you see the proposal now? Not yet.
yes,
Yes? Awesome.
yes. Sorry, I keep forgetting I'm muted and I'm talking.
So the proposal as of now would be just an equivalent to the University of Georgia. Pretty simple. This would be actually the equivalent for a 12-month appointment would be $29,450. That's what the University of Georgia is currently paying as a minimum, and the equivalent for a 9-month stipend would be $22,087.50. And the rest of the article remains the same. I will forward this to you. Actually, 1 second. So I'll send it through the chat. I have to stop sharing screen for that. And let's see. Bear with me, this computer is, or Zoom is just too slow.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but it
Yes.
seems that there are people trying to get in and there may be a 100% limit. I'm not sure if that's.
Oh my God.
true or not.
That is, you are absolutely right, Thalia. This is a good problem to have, though I'm sorry it's happening. But we will be having this video recording up on YouTube, I'm sure, shortly. after at some point, I think, Bryn, possibly.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just make.
Yeah, we can get that
Okay, so yeah,
today.
the recording will be available and we'll let people in as people leave too.
Yeah, it seems that there is a limit in 100 participants. And actually the whole Zoom is having trouble accessing also my computer. Like it's extremely slow today. Okay, here we are. It's back. Okay. Almost there. Proposals. And University of Georgia. Okay, here it goes. Have you received the file? Can you see it in the chat?
There's nothing in the chat, Esteban.
Hmm.
What were you trying to do? I'm sorry, I was focused.
Actually, I sent it to one person.
I've done that so many times.
Okay, now it should go to everyone. All right. Yes, Isu got it, definitely. I sent it to him first. So given this counter proposal, would you have a counter proposal to our counter proposal, given that we are playing with very little time in terms of March 15th as the time to pay the fees? Would you have a counter proposal for us today? Would you like to caucus?
And Esteban, I just checked with the Bursar. It's March 18th. It gives you a few days, but
All
it
right.
is March. Yeah, even though the contract says that,
Mhm.
the Bursar they kind of adjust that with the 16-week semester and holidays. So it's March 18th, so people aren't.
That's great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I don't know whether we'll have a proposal or counter back today or not, but let us definitely caucus and let you know. Okay.
All right.
And
When
do
would you like?
do we have access to this document when we leave?
I saved it. I got
Okay,
it.
good, thanks.
You got it. And also, as soon as you go, I can send it to you through email.
Okay.
Do you have some time that more or less at what time do you think you could be back?
It shouldn't take more than 5 to 8 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Sure.
All right. Bye.
Thanks.
And then, Rachel, are we getting?
I'm trying to. I'm looking to pay for it. I'm just literally trying to figure out Zoom online right now so we can upgrade our account. So I'm working on that. So
real time, everyone, just so you know.
Rachel, I've got it open on my end. I can do it.
I just don't know which plan it is, to be perfectly honest with you, because apparently Zoom now has 80 options for plans.
What are?
It's the 199. It's the 200 per year plan. The business.
Do you think we may have to restart the meeting? Perhaps. We don't know.
No,
We'll see.
I don't think so. We'll see. But
We'll see.
yeah, we can go to the caucus room while we sort this out if you want.
Sure.
Okay.
We can stay here. I don't think there's need to go to.
Yeah, I think we can stay here. I think that's
Yeah.
probably safest. So,
Also, given that they told us that they could be back in 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why
We should
computers
stop
just.
recording, Esteban.
Yes. 1 second.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sound so snappy. I'm just a loud person.
No, don't worry.